Hey now, everybody. It's your old pal Brady here from Monkey Edge. Here coming at you. Maybe you were forwarded this link by one of the shipping guys, or maybe you just stumbled across this on the mighty YouTube. But first, we're going to start with a personal story. This might look like a frozen pizza to you, but it's actually the metaphor. This is actually a piece of my childhood. This used to be dinner for two for a young Brady Miller and his single mother. Thought we'd revisit my poverty-stricken youth. So, man, that Totino's pizza looks good. Looks good, that Totino's pizza, doesn't it? What? Oh my God, it doesn't look anything like the picture. It doesn't look anything like the pizza that I ate last week. It's because it isn't cooked yet. So that was kind of an excuse to buy a Totino's pizza. And I think those of you guys, that's my metric of inflation, is when Totino's pizzas actually go up. At any rate, what we're really here today to talk about is Micarta. And the reason why is we've been at this a while, right? And I've been doing knives since I was 5 years old, professionally for 15 years or more now. So sometimes when you've been around something that long, you kind of develop expectations and you kind of know what the spectrum of thing is. One of the great things about the past 5 years, or maybe a little longer if you factor in the forged and fire factor, is that a ton of new people have gotten into knives, right? Especially the Winklers with the Jack Carr and the Terminal List series featured so prominently. A lot of people had to get themselves a Winkler, and so they get the Winkler, and we take a picture of it on the site. And just for kicks here, let me grab one right out of the case, and they go receive the tomahawk, and we usually get an email. And listen, please always ask questions. If you got, whether you buy from us, from a manufacturer, from another dealer, ask questions before you make accusations, right? Questions are cool. We've had people call us and accuse us of selling fakes because it didn't look like their buddies or anything else like that. So Micarta, G10, carbon fiber are all basically stuff that's held together by heat and pressure and formed into a solid, right? In Micarta, it's usually, canvas, paper, or linen, and it's prepared with the resin, and it becomes hard. You don't really need to know all this stuff, but what you need to know is that just think of Micarta like wood, right? So you can get wood nice and polished, shiny. You can also leave it unfinished, or just with an oil rubbed finish, and so it feels. And the reason why Micarta was initially used as a knife material was because it did resemble wood without the downsides of wood, cracking, etc., etc. So again, ask questions, right? Don't make accusations. We get calls, you sold me a fake Winkler. My Chris Reeve doesn't look like my buddy's Chris Reeve. Well, not to mention that he's had his riding in his pocket for 20 years or something, right? So let's just do a real quick example here. This is my tried and true large Sabenza. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up a brand new, fresh Chris Reeve here with the black canvas Micarta. This is exactly how this knife started. I've never oiled it or anything, I've just used the knife. The oils from my hand in everyday use have turned it black. Well, I get it. Some of you guys have said you just want to display your stuff and have it look good. Well, here, your old buddy Brady's here to help you again. You can certainly take some WD-40 and you can hit it with it. And again, it doesn't take a bunch, right? It's just, and it's gonna kind of soak in there because it's, Micarta tends to be more porous, but Micarta, just like wood, can be finished with, leaving that, you can seal off those pores as well. So for example, if you look here at a Randall knife, this is Micarta. Everybody who knows me knows I got a Randall fetish. This is very smooth, and this is the color that it came because they essentially do a process that's similar to grain filling on wood, and in a higher level of polish. It's great. It looks sexy. God knows I got 100 Randalls. I love the stuff. It is not quite as tactile as leaving the micarta bare. So if you get your Chris Reeve or you get your Winkler, the other thing we have, get a lot of questions of, anytime a brand, leaves micarta there. We've had guys say, well, I don't want to put WD-40 on my knives, for whatever reason. I've been displaying them and it's cancerous or something. Look, food grade mineral oil, available at Amazon, almost anywhere, does the exact same thing. And you could probably drink this stuff if you wanted to. But we'll just go ahead and give each of these a real quick half rub down. And this is just mineral oil. Look at that. Ta-dow! Now they look like they're in the picture. A lot of people say it doesn't look like the picture. Well, we're kind of in a weird place when we take the pictures, right? Which is why I got the pizza. If you were to see a pizza, an advertisement, or the package with it in its frozen state, just like it comes, it looked like shit. You wouldn't buy it, right? So if we take a picture, the knife unworn at all, it doesn't look like what people think about when they hear Winkler, right? If we take pictures of them completely dry. So if we oil them with even food grade mineral oil before we take pictures of them, then somebody, when they get one that has been dry, they go, how come it doesn't look like the one in the picture? So that's kind of what we're up against. And again, this is just an educational thing. This is just kind of to give you guys that are maybe newer a heads up. When you think of micarta, just think of it like wood, right? How many different ways have you seen maple or mahogany or oak finished and done, right? And all of those kind of have slightly different properties. You can even have maple that was, if it's on the back of a fender, if it's on a fender neck, it's nice and smooth, right? But in another application, it might have not been, polished and coated. So we'll just give a couple more quick examples here. We already did the Hinder scales. This is a Hinder Ranch Bowie. I think it's a Ranch Bowie. I didn't even look. Oh no, this is the Emmett. I'm sorry, the Ranch Bowie's bigger. All right, same thing. This one was in the OD green, right? So, I'll tell you what, I'll do mineral oil on one side. Ta-da. And just for kicks, we'll go ahead and do the other side with your old pal WD-40. So again, instantly. Now we've also had people say, well, I don't want to oil my knives. You could also just carry them, right? Like I said, I've never oiled that Sabenza. I carry this Winkler a ton, from using it. And by the way, guys, everything I'm saying here for micarta can also be applied to G10. G10 is a slightly different construction. It's using fiberglass and like in a resin. So it's technically tougher than micarta, but same thing. It can be finished all sorts of ways, right? These grips have been just kicking around here for a long time. So they're just bone dry, right? And just for kicks, we got out a couple other Hinder scales. Again, same thing. Just work that into the frag there a little bit. Ta-dow. Look at that. Good as new. And again, you guys don't have to keep your stuff oiled. If you're using it, your hands and just the general bullshit and stuff that you use it for will darken it up. It's like your baseball bats, man. Or if you got a baseball glove or a new pair of boots, they're lighter color and they're stiff. You use the things, they look cool. So, again, guys, literally just break out a little food grade mineral oil. You're good to go. Or you can use the old WD here. If you'd like that better, but either way, it's the same thing, guys. There's nothing wrong with your knives. We carry the, stuff from top shelf makers, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's trying to screw you. It's just the way that the materials works, right? So, and that's what's cool, is having all the different choices. You don't like the micarta because you have to do it, get carbon fiber, whatever you want to do. But you're not going, if you're wanting micarta to act as this like one color throughout its lifetime thing, it's not going to happen. It's more, even though it's not an organic material, it is similar to wood in that respect. Hope this clears it up a little bit. If you got any questions, give us a holler here at the shop. And until then, just enjoy your gear, guys. Like, I know the details and stuff is all kind of what makes it fun and interesting. Like, I got a ton of knives, I get it. But try not to look for excuses to not like the stuff that you got, right? The stuff's supposed to be fun for those of us that are in it to a hobby. If you're in it for a tool for the job that you do, then use the tool, man. So, hey, that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, FTA. Talk to you guys soon.